Mr. Zhulkarnain, Abdul Rahim.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise in support of the amendments to the Electronics Transaction Act, ETA. I first declare my interest as a practicing international trade and shipping lawyer. This amendment is one of the many steps that Singapore is taking in its journey to digitalization. This amendment bill seeks to amend the ETA and adopt, with modifications, the UNCITRAL Model Law on electronic transferable records. This amendment specifically deletes item 2 from the first schedule of the ETA, which are trade documents such as negotiable instruments, documents of title, and bills of lading. I welcome this move. Singapore is one of the busiest international maritime hubs. Most of maritime trade involves the use of physical bills of lading, which can be cumbersome and voluminous. With physical bills of lading, there's also a higher possibility and propensity of fraud being perpetrated. As a lawyer, I've been personally involved in many cases concerning litigation disputes on competing claims or contradicting bills of lading and frauds committed upon consignees or trade financing banks. Therefore, having electronic bills of lading or electronic negotiable instruments would clear up this area. This legislation, together with the government's networked trade platform, NTP, which is a one-stop trade and logistic ecosystem, shall assist Singapore to be a leading trade, supply chain, and trade financing hub. It will also be able to cut costs and streamline processes of trade financing. Digitalization means faster processing, lower risk, and lower risk of fraud. Innovative technology like blockchain or smart contracts can further supplement our foray into digitalization, bringing with it not only cost and time efficiency, but more convenience and greater confidence in our system. This will give Singapore the edge. In the area of shipping and international trade, this amendment bill signifies an important step which will allow Singapore to further enhance its position as a maritime and trade hub. Given the various changes and developments to be expected in this area, I hope that the Minister can consider a very thorough public awareness campaign, perhaps through industry leaders or trade associations and chambers of commerce, so that businesses, especially small and medium enterprises, or those that have yet to embark on the digitalization journey, so that they can too take full advantage of these digital alternatives to trade documents and the specific requirements for electronic records to be recognized. In the explanatory statement of this amendment bill, it stated that the other matters in the first schedule will be deleted once the legislative and administrative frameworks supporting the electronization of those other items are ready to be enacted or implemented. For these other matters, I think most families would welcome the impending deletion of items 1 and 3 of the first schedule regarding the execution or creation of a will and trust or power of attorney, which will also include the lasting power of attorney, the LPA. Currently, an LPA must be in hard copy form. MSF, in its public consultation in 2020, has considered the potential of digitalization of LPAs, reducing the time needed from 3 weeks to just 8 working days. Digitalization would also allow deputies appointed under LPAs to file their reports online and make it more convenient and faster for deputies to manage the affairs of the donor, like sending an electronic copy of the LPA to third parties like banks. And for the banks or any other third parties, they would also have the confidence in the transaction, as they will be receiving the most up-to-date electronic copy of the LPA from the Office of the Public Guardian. Given our aging population and the current pandemic situation, which limits physical and face-to-face interactions, it's important for us to expedite the digitalization of such documents, LPAs and wills for our fellow Singaporeans. This hopefully will bring about a higher take-up rate of LPAs and wheels and reduce the risk of litigation and disputes on competing LPAs and wheels. Hence, I would like to ask the Minister if there can be further announcements on the estimated time frame for the deletion of the other items in the first schedule, particularly those relating to the electronic or digitalization of LPAs and wheels. In short, I'm asking for the estimated time of arrival, the ETAs on the ETAs. With that, Mr. Speaker, sir, suggestions and clarifications notwithstanding, I support this bill.